This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Okay, let's just go for it.
Who going? Summer? Girl, you look.
No, you go ahead
She
this
do.
time.
You look. What's that word? Like you mix or something. You look. What's that word? Exotic. Yeah, you do.
She like a Dominican. Or is it?
I
Yeah, do that now. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Forbidden Rubbish. I'm Tangi.
I'm Summer.
We started?
Yeah.
I'm Tisha.
Summer looks. Yes. You look
Gorgeous.
exotic.
Yes.
Y'all do too.
No, you look exotic.
No.
Do your sound.
She do. She really do.
I'm so crazy.
Girl,
Baby,
them
it's giving.
braids is-
They
yes.
giving.
Loving y'all.
Your
I like
braids
old
are
hair.
giving. Me too. I like old hair too, and I think it's like your baby hair because y'all know Summer got she Becky with the good hair.
A little
So-
Indian in my family.
A little bit, a little bit.
Better
I'm just
come
playing.
back it with the good hair.
Okay.
I sounded good. I've been working on my
I
notes.
could tell.
Wait, do it again.
You better no. Me and my baby, we gonna be alright. We gonna have a good life.
I like that one better than
No,
what was
Like I
it?
said,
Force
no.
MDs? Or it was some song.
Tender.
No, it's the be alright. I just like her. I don't know about that one.
But what the song I've been practicing on is Congratulations.
By Vesta.
Yeah, that was a good one. Congratulations.
No, it was not. Let me
Sorry.
tell
See,
you why.
Back in the day, I didn't appreciate it, but when you get older, I used
You know, don't look at me. You know why I don't
Vesta.
like Vesta. Congratulations. Because you used to compare me to her at that time singing that song.
Who did?
Yes, she used to be like, when I see that video, Tangy reminds me of
Who?
you. You used to say that I was Vesta. So I'm some desperate woman walking down the street trying to catch my man.
No, because you can sing. I don't know why you don't like to sing.
I'm always somebody, but y'all look at Tisha's pants.
those.
Because I have to shout out to these.
Yes, I love
Why you look at me like
Girl,
that?
like I
And
want
your
to sing. Don't
shoes.
blame it on the men.
I have to shout out to
Don't
the
blame it on the
shoes,
good
yeah,
times.
and the pants.
Blame
She
it
just
on the
ignoring
good
us.
times.
Some.
Yeah,
She
No,
trying to ignore
Because I
us.
look like dun 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 dun. I like.
No, you don't. No, it's
I love
giving.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
I like
Oh,
the
I like
pink.
TLC no scrubs.
Oh,
you
okay.
feel like
I
you
can
love
see.
it,
I
like
can see that.
scrubbing.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see
Like
TLC no scrubs.
And now that I'm older, I think Left Eye was simply beautiful.
she was.
But I didn't
she
realize
was
how
gorgeous.
pretty she
Yeah,
was.
she was pretty.
But you know, she used to be like,
She had her
merry
own
go
style,
round,
though.
you know.
She had
Yeah.
I think they had their own style.
She
period.
was always
she had
gorgeous,
a
yeah.
different style of her
yeah,
own.
she was so pretty.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Lefty. I thought it
So
would've been
we're gonna move
May.
kind of fast
Yeah.
today. So,
We pressed for time.
but
Yeah.
always like, comment, and subscribe. We love to get you guys' opinions, comments. We love you. Our first topic for today. What are we doing, Tisha?
Let's do We Should Have Bought the Block.
Okay. Period.
We should have bought the block.
Meaning-
in other words, we hear all the chatter about gentrification. Oh, not gentrification. You said go fast. Oh Lord. But then it's like, should we have done something about that prior to? And I'm just gonna say I'm torn on this. I'm really torn because when I went into it, I was just like, yep, it's our fault. We should have done. But I'm torn, and I think there's two sides to it. And I'm just going to quickly tell you why. Upon researching and stuff and getting prepared for the podcast so we can go deeper for you deepers, I realized that it was a setup.
Yep.
Absolutely.
A lot of the thriving communities, everybody knows about Tulsa, Black Wall Street. So we know that's one. But then there were other thriving. Is that my hair?
Sorry.
It's in my shirt.
Girl, that's
Oh,
not business.
oh.
Okay, but I use synthetic and it's cheap and so it shades. So I be walking and it just be falling.
good.
And be like, ma'am, your hair. Ma'am, just walk over. Keep going. Don't
Okay.
tell me that. Okay, anyway. So, it was a setup because a lot of the thriving black towns, they were doing good. And then what happened is, I'm just going to do a brief history from what I learned is that Harry Truman came in, one of the Democratic presidents came in and he did the urban renewal, and that is what gentrification kind of started as, when they would go in and say, this is the slum, this is the ghetto, we're going to help y'all, and then we're going to tear it all down, and then you displace them, okay, and now they have nowhere to go, or they'll put a highway right in the middle of a popular, thriving middle class town. So I get that, but where I be torn at is, okay, fine, but was that still our excuse? Was that still our excuse in the 90s?
Well, I think that is when I did my research. Kudos.
That was good.
They said that they've always made it very hard for the Black culture and community to purchase homes. Always. So with that being said, when gentrification came along, it's like the Black homeowners who did have houses, grandpa and grandma and them, they're trying to hold on to their homes to pass down to generations because they've always made home buying hard for us. So they were like, okay, well, we had it hard back then, but now grandma and grandpa holding on to their homes to pass down.
Right.
Let's do gentrification. Let's come in. Let's offer them, because we know they're in impoverished areas. Let's offer them all this money for their home.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, well, at least I get to pass down generational wealth. With the money you're offering me, I could pass that down to, my grandkids or whatever. So they did that. And then they came back and they built it up and raised tax rates and all these things with the community. So now that even if Pawpaw did want to move back into the community, he can't afford it.
Right.
Yeah, so even back in the 90s, you got to think of, they've always made it hard, number one. Number two, how are we going to purchase all those homes when you pay us less? We don't even qualify to buy. See what I'm saying? We don't. I feel like you got something to say.
I do.
What's your caveat? Okay. I feel like even back in the 90s, I mean, we can make good money, but let's go back to the 90s. Back in the 90s, I think some Black households still only had one car at the time. Right? No? Maybe so.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, how easy would it have been to purchase homes and to purchase a block and purchase commercial real estate? Like, how easy would it have been in the 90s? Even outside of gentrification.
Just as easy as Yan bought his $3,500 permit to build a house.
See, it's true, but
there's a way.
but that's one person. But when you think about a community,
And
it
then-
takes more than just one.
You mean a whole community or just one person?
Well, when
Okay.
you say we should have bought the block, I'm thinking us owning these neighborhoods to where they can't come in and swipe us out. And even if Yan did purchase one, I will say this is a problem with our community. Say us 3, 7 more people, 10 of us come together, we own a community, we bought the block. It's always going to be that one person that they go to and offer this ridiculous amount of money, and he going to be like, shoot, let me get mine and sell us out.
Right.
And sell us out.
Like the movie Barbershop. Was it
Right.
on Barbershop?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's always going to be that. What you got to say? I'm going to come back around.
I'm going to come back around too.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I just think about those situations where you say, like, for the ones who were homeowners and gave up their properties, like, you didn't really see any like, looking back at it now, because I know my family had land or whatever property, and my aunts and mom, they end up selling their land because their aunt kind of talked them into selling it or whatever. I mean, so I think they felt pressured. They really didn't want to, but they kind of just wanted to keep the peace within the family, and so they went ahead and sold it. And we do still have some family on that, who kept their houses and stuff. But I mean, I think a lot of us, like you say, was more or less focused on the money aspect, just what was at the time. Like the money sounded good at the time, not thinking about the bigger picture.
Yes.
Right.
Or whatever. So situations like that, I feel like, if we would have just stood our ground, then we could have had a whole block, and not bought into what they're playing.
Right.
Much.
I think a lot of Black people in our culture are still like that. Somebody passed away, and they leave you a house, and our culture is fighting over selling it, tearing it apart,
Yeah.
instead of keeping it in the family,
Right.
as
Yeah.
as well as a an asset.
Right. And so even for me, because I did get my dad, the house, we had a house or whatever. And so for me, it was just, I was so young, and being young, because the house needed a lot of repairs.
Yeah.
And so I think about that, and I regret it every time I think about
Yeah,
it. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But it's like, okay, what me being I probably was in my early 20s.
Yeah, you
what
were
bank is
young.
going to give me a loan to get this house fixed or whatever?
Yeah.
And that all comes up with the system. It was made to
Yeah.
it wasn't made to work for me at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
sometimes still now,
Yeah.
they make it hard for us to go in and get the loans to, rebuild or whatever. And so I had to sell that house, and I regret it.
It
Y'all
wasn't
think
your
it's
fault.
really hard?
I said it wasn't your fault.
Y'all think it's hard to get a loan still? Okay, let me ask you
not
this:
gonna-
Did your mom owned her home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did Denny own hers? My mama owned hers.
Mhm.
Erica them owned.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Was it really hard to get a home back then? Because I don't think it was that hard. My thing is this: I think that at some point, yes, but then at some point too. At some point, okay, that wasn't a complete sentence. At some point, yes, the government. But at some point, when is it gonna be okay?
I think they had their waves. Like, okay, we gonna let them
Yeah.
buy homes now.
Yeah.
We gonna make it a little easier.
They do
That's what it
some-
was. And
I
then,
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, let's talk about Elm Street specifically. This one, because this one right here really blows my mind. Every time I come to Waco, I'll be like, "What the heck?" You don't think any of us as a people are responsible for allowing others to come in and redo that whole strip? There's nothing we could have done as blacks to say, first off, we're going to fight to keep Yan Yan's Hotel as a museum. We should have been protesting and picketing that if we would have known any better. Like, is any of that our fault by saying?
I think
I agree.
I think it's I think partially. I
Yeah.
think it's 50. No, I think it's about 70, 30.
30, who's 30? Who's 30?
I
Us?
think it's about maybe 40, 50. I think the operative word that you said was blacks, plural. I think as long as there's one person, even if Summer buys one house on one block, until everybody in that community has that mindset that we're going to hold on as a community to keep this community, then I think it's a problem. Let me see what I put here. It was a note that I had here that said an NYU professor, Jacob William Faber, wrote that blacks are excluded from opportunities to build wealth. And it said that even when hip-hop enthusiasts and other wealthy black people go back to revitalize their old neighborhoods, still 3% is owned by blacks and 8% is still owned by whites. Even then. So here's my question then. The question becomes, if you have wealthy black people and old athletes and people who have the assets and the money to buy it up, why then now does only 3% belong to blacks and 8 still whites?
in our neighborhoods or period?
Yes, it's in
because
our
they don't want to
neighborhoods.
come. Because isn't it the fact that they don't want to come back to the neighborhoods that they were out of?
That's what they said in the article, is that they go athletes
They
go
wanna
back to revitalize their neighborhoods, and even to this
Do
day,
they move back into the neighborhood?
no, I don't think they
Yeah.
move back. They just go back to
rebuild.
rebuild
Right.
it. But
That brings me back to Yan Yan. I can't keep I don't want to keep
His
going back
name
to
is
him.
Yancey.
Yancey, sorry, but I keep going back to him because isn't it kind of like that? They get the money, and I
leave.
may fix y'all sidewalk up, but I ain't gonna stay here no more. I got to move on and stay across
so
the
basically,
bridge.
you're saying that we as a people have a mindset of I, me, mines. Let me take care of self. We don't know how to.
That
We want to get up out the hood and leave
And
and,
never-
never look back.
and never look back
Man,
and never look back and never
I
look
agree.
and we don't. We are gatekeepers. We do not look out for one another. And when I say we, I mean not as every single person, but as for example, if Beauty Plus store is out of hair, they can go to the say if SP
Yep.
is out of hair, they can go to Faith
Yep.
Right.
and say, let me have some of that 1B hair. We all in the same game. You eat, I eat.
Right.
Yep.
We could in our community, if I'm out of flowers, you think I can go
Yeah.
to another black and be like, let me. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
This is how much this is gonna cost. We
Not
don't
only
keep
can
it
you
in the
not,
community.
not only can you not, homegirl gonna try to buy up your business.
Exactly.
Talk about you. She had the audacity to come
To
and
come
get.
and ask. Yeah.
And so if we don't get out, we don't have our. What I've learned about researching, getting ready for our Black History portions of the show is the way they stuck together. That is what's gone. That is what's
Absolutely.
gone. The way they was like this, like we just don't have that
Right.
anymore. And it's not gentrification. I'm sorry, Tan, you got a point?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, well, because I want to just say this one point. When I was thinking about this and we was getting ready for this, I don't want to say her name because I don't know if she wants it out there, but a prime example is she went to school with us, and you're going to know who I'm talking about when I tell the story. She opened up a beauty supply store here in Waco. Everybody was sharing it. Black-owned beauty supply store. Everybody was sharing it. It went all over Facebook. I think it got like thousands of likes, and it was going viral. That girl shut down in a month.
Why?
Nobody
No
came.
support.
No support. That hurt my heart because every time I would come to Waco, because I'm very fond of her, and I don't want to say her name because I don't know if she want her business out there or not, but I would go try to support her. And one day I went in there, she said, "Girl, I made $1 today."
Are you serious?
$1.
Yeah.
So that's when I say it's our fault, because if we keep the money within our
In our
community,
community,
even
yeah.
if she's a little bit more higher than, you know why she's more higher than SP? I keep thinking about SP. That was the original Beauty Mart in
Yeah.
Waco, but it's because she don't have the connect that they have.
Right.
That's right.
So a bundle of hair for them is little or nothing because they barter. But for us, we don't have that system, so she got to pay more.
Right.
And so her stuff is more, but why? There's no reason why we couldn't went there and bought a comb. She had no support. That girl was gone in a month,
Yeah.
maybe 2.
That's horrible.
$1 is what she made. Where was y'all at?
So, some ways I have that we could buy up the block, create dedicated city funds for commercial real estate acquisition, utilize economic development tax credit to help small businesses. That's a big one. We should be trying to figure out how to get tax credits for small businesses. And then personally, I said, I definitely believe in the strength of numbers. I think that if we had a strong black group of investors who believed in the same vision and the same idea and who wouldn't cave, as long as it wasn't that one Judas that wants them silver pieces, I think that we could, you know.
I agree.
Make it happen.
Yeah. What you think?
I agree with you. It's about coming together. And I mean, I don't feel like enough of us is going to like the city council. So when you were saying that we could have probably prevented that from happening, like with the closure of the hotels, maybe enough people wasn't showing up. You got to go to
You gotta
city
go.
council
You
to,
gotta voice
you
your
know,
opinion.
to voice your opinion about certain things. I mean, because when you don't show up, they like, well, they don't care.
They don't
That's
care.
right.
You
That's
know
how
what
they
I'm
feel.
saying?
Because they
So-
hold the city
Yeah.
council the same week, the same time, every
Yeah.
week. It's just up to you to be
To
there.
show up.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you need to show up. We need to show up in numbers.
But
if
we should.
want to see, you know, some type of change. as far
You'll
as that
you'll
goes.
learn. And I used to didn't do that until I got into my own. When you get into your own place, it became they trying to build behind the house. Oh no.
Yeah.
So now having to go. That's the only way you can get answers.
Right.
You got to go up to the city house. You got to
Yeah.
show paperwork. You
Yeah.
got to do this. You got to actually put work in. It's not just I'm in the house
It's not
kicking back.
easy.
No,
Right.
because they
Yeah.
could build a huge gas station behind your house and make your property tax go sky high. What you gonna do? It's like
Right.
you gotta be. So you right. You gotta be present.
I think it raises the question for me, what's your motive? Because if you already know you're doing gentrification and you're driving out the blacks from their communities and their homes, and you know they're not going to be able to afford to get back in them. Now you got a bunch of black homeless people or people who haven't bought homes, and then you raising the price on apartment living and everything around it. So do you want to cause homelessness? Like thinking through, what's the options? You don't want them to buy a home. You don't
I
want them to
feel
have a
like
community.
I feel like what they want to drive them to is, I mean, you start doing things like that, it opens up the door for crime, and they want to fill the prison system up. You get enough
need
people
cheap
out on
labor.
the, absolutely. You get enough people out of their, you know, comfortable living environment, and it's like you get into what is it called?
So do
like
you?
that mode, what is it called? Like survival mode.
Oh,
pretty
Yeah.
much.
survival. Yeah, survival of the
mode.
fittest. Yeah.
Yeah, which is scary because that could turn into a purge type thing. If people get hungrier and frustrated enough,
Yeah.
you could see some stuff. We
Right.
ain't seen nothing. Say if something happened, it's like we ain't got nothing. What they gonna do after a day or two?
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I said
I got
that
nothing.
because
I got nothing. I'm about to
they're
kill you and get
steady-
yours.
If you look, they're steady building these prison
Yeah.
systems, and I feel like it all aligns. They want to fill them up. That's my belief.
And that's another thing. I feel like our prisons, this is off topic. Y'all need to let these men have conjugal visits. No. Y'all got these grown men up in here for 30, 40 years. Then they come, I can't go home like this. Then they're going to be looking like life. If you let them have conjugal visits, they won't have that. Remember on Life when he was like,
Who going
I can't
up
go
there,
home like
Tisha?
this. Huh?
Who going up there to participate?
Oh, they be having some women.
Yeah, they be having pen pals all day, and there be women waiting for them to come out.
If you want to legalize, okay, this is. Ooh, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is a good idea. If Texas want the tax dollars, because Texas love their money, legalize. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Are you for to say legalize conjugate? Are you go ahead.
Legalize if you legalize prostitution for conjugal visits? So get like a prison conjugal visit website, like a Match.com, but it's called like conjugal.
That's another way to wipe us out. Because everybody gonna get a disease in there and spread it.
And then your town gonna just be. I mean,
I know it's nasty, but I'm just trying to find a way for these men, because they be having pen pals and some of them be getting married.
Some of them women be ready to go.
Yeah, they be like,
some of them women be ready.
Yeah, like I got to go wash my ass. Remember, Tiny was like, I got to wash my ass. I'm going to go CTI, because it was like on the show. Conjugal visits a long time ago, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, they need. I think if you want to keep these men from being so frustrated and coming out gay,
or the men worried about.
So, do the men want the visit?
Right, because
baby, I don't know. I was trying to help y'all out.
that might
fellas,
start
but-
a whole feud.
You think so? Oh yeah.
I'm
So
just
you
saying.
went to have a visit, right?
Yeah.
And then he come back to him.
Oh, so you know, so they probably trying to keep the peace. I'm just saying.
I'm
like,
not in this.
But if you married, they should be able to have
Yeah.
a conjugal visit. That's not fair to the wife. That's not fair to the wife, because now I got the
Well, she kind of getting hers on the outside.
ooh, hello.
Why
He getting his on the inside. Okay, I guess we gonna
yeah.
we
So
gonna
that's how-
wrap it
okay.
up. Yeah. We know that this was kind of a
Oh, you do?
yeah.
Well, I think we should do like a fire.
You wanna do a rapid fire
'cause
before we
our other
quit?
topic? I think we can go to. I think we need.
Yo,
more
what time
on
do we
that.
start?
Okay. Yeah, you want to do a rapid fire?
You don't know what time we started.
I'm with some. I'm
Oh,
like,
my
yeah.
Lord. Okay, what's the
You want to do a rapid fire? Do you have one?
Yeah,
Did you have one in the
do y'all
chamber?
want to just do the rapid fire on is blood thicker than water? Rapid fire? Or y'all make?
Oh, we
Why
can,
not?
Yeah.
Do y'all think blood is thicker than water? I'm torn on this.
Me too.
It depends, because I've learned over the years that it depends on the situation if blood is thicker than water.
Absolutely.
If there's a feud, let me say y'all something. Ladies, if you break up with a dude, or a dude, if you break up with a girl, that's not your family no more. I learned that is the one thing with blood is not thicker than water, meaning that's not your mama no more. His
That's
mama
right,
is not your mama no
Oh
more.
yeah.
That's not your auntie.
That's right.
Always.
I said it. What is up with you with this? It's always.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But what about friendships?
I'm torn too, because I feel like on one end, when it comes to family, babe, don't think for a second that your position gives you permission. Family sometimes think they can get away with stuff just because they're your family.
Right.
And
Right.
they'll do you dirtier than a friend. But on the back end, real quick, if you fall and you lose everything you got, or, you come off distasteful or the world shy you away, sometimes your friends will walk away from embarrassment, but that family is still right there riding for you.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Y'all know I am all for family. I love family or whatever, but sometimes you can meet, you can grow bonds, or you know what I'm saying, meet friends who become like family. And so, and sometimes even closer than
Than
family.
family, yeah.
So I I mean, it just depends on the nature of the relationship, how close y'all are.
I agree. These two
Yeah.
ladies here definitely know some deeper things about me than my
Than my
own family
family,
knows.
exactly. I agree. Me
Experience
too.
some
Yeah,
things
same.
with me
Right.
that my family don't even
A lot
know
of
about.
stuff that I've
Absolutely.
been through, a lot of people in my family don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it just like you said, it just depends. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And sometimes it may be your family to tell your business. I've never had to worry about, y'all telling my business or anything like this. So it just depends.
I think sometimes too, real quick, like with your family, sometimes you can have lethal loyalty. Sometimes you can keep letting the same family member do the same thing to you over and over, going, "That's my sister, that's my cousin," and
yeah.
I think you can have lethal loyalty, but when it's a friend, you quick to, "Nah, I'm fitter."
Do you think it's
Cut
okay to
'em off.
have like healthy boundaries with your family? Meaning, do you have to
100%.
do you have to be with them 24/7, even if they're causing you stress?
No,
even
Mamala
if it's-
Pamela.
No.
No, Mamala Pamela.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it being family. I can do whatever,
see
and
y'all later.
we still love each other.
Yeah.
No, Mamala.
Absolutely.
No.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. Well,
This was a quick episode, but
Did we say
yeah.
like, share, comment, subscribe?
Yes, do all of that.
We won't rush you guys next episode.
Yeah.
Today was
It's
just kind of a
Yeah.
one-off.
We're trying to get this timing
short day.
down.
Yeah, we're going to get this timing
Yeah.
down. But we love you guys. Comment, share your opinions, share your feedback, critiques, whatever you want to share. We're here for it.
Yes. Yes.
Thank
And
y'all
is
for
blood
tuning
thicker
in.
than water for you?
Yeah.
And how can we buy the block? And are you supporting black businesses?
And are you, now we out.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.